as I've been digging into my boring, tedious computer work after the show each day, I've been really digging deep into the Nevermore catalog. That band, I hadn't forgot about them, but I forgot how good they were. Generally when it comes to metal with some power metal influence, it's not usually my thing. Can only really think of a handful of artists that, throw power metal type of elements into their songs, and I just love it. Nevermore, one of them. The other, Devin Townsend. Yeah, a lot of that power metal stuff, it all just kind of follows the same formula and things. And Nevermore, I really think they were ahead of their time. They had a modern musical sound, and Warrell Dane, their vocalist, just nobody sounded like that guy. So good. So that band, they're supposedly coming back in 2025. However, they are currently holding open auditions for a new singer and bassist, I guess. Founding bassist Jim Shepard, not welcomed back. So I would assume some kind of band drama going on there. But how on earth are they going to replace Warrell Dane on vocals? I have no idea. No clue how anybody is going to be able to fill those shoes. But bands have pulled it off. Linkin Park did it this year. AC/DC did it way back in the day. Tons of bands have done this. And as I thought about this a bit this morning, I think the only times I've really went, it's impossible, they shouldn't do it, are bands that, when I was growing up, I really liked. Linkin Park is a fine band. They're great. One of the all-time most popular rock/metal bands. But they were never really my thing. I like some of their songs, but I was never big on them. Like I was on, say, Nevermore or the reactivated Pantera. If Pantera started making new music, I don't know how I'd feel about that. But I'm totally fine with Linkin Park, so why should I care? Let these guys get out and make some dough. Maybe there is somebody out there who can crush these Nevermore songs vocally. I don't know. I'd be interested to see it. Kind of weird they'd announce, we're coming back, when they don't have the members, but whatever. I guess it generated some buzz. If you want to audition, we got any, prog metal vocalists out there that think they can hold it down? Well, they've got a bunch of instructions on their social media pages. You got to show your chops on a few different Nevermore tracks and such. And I don't know, wish you luck if you give it a go. They're a great band. But man, I never got to see them live with Warrell Dane. Seems like we met Warrell Dane when we played at that Metal Fest in San Bernardino. Was Nevermore on that show? I hate my terrible memory sometimes. And, when you get all old like me, and you get up to that 40, 42 even, memory gets a little bit hazy. But for some reason, I do recall meeting Warrell Dane at some point. But I don't know why, because I don't recall seeing him perform live. I don't know, that Metal Fest was kind of weird. Like when Testament started playing, they were one of the headliners. I think they did like a song, and then they just, shut the band down, turned the lights on. It was very disappointing. Yo, Mountain America Center, if you're listening, come on. I know Sleep Token has to be booking arenas in the U.S. for 2025. Come on, make this happen. That's what we need. East Idaho's first rock show of the year announced, and something awesome like Sleep Token. Wouldn't that be great? Hey, I've dreamed before and had those dreams come true. Remember when Tool was here? Pepperidge Farm, remember? It wasn't that long ago. We could use more Maynard here in East Idaho as well. How about throwing out an offer for that Sasanta tour with the Perfect Circle, Pussifer, and Primus? All right, anyway, I'll quit dreaming about that. Maybe we dream about making money, being rich. I don't know why I read these things early in the day. What's a rich person thing that you would be totally into if you were rich? I might as well just go buy a lottery ticket. Yeah? I want to sit here and daydream about having money rather than reading through all the things you could do if you had money. Tailored clothes? Well, I don't know about that. The way that in the last year, the old weight has drastically shifted around. Tailored clothes, they're only good if you stay the same size. I don't know, 2025. Slim down the dad bod a bit, huh? Mm-hmm. Tailored clothes. What are other rich people things? Is there anything in here that I would be like, yeah, totally. Oh, professional cleaners? Yeah, chores suck, don't they? And, I don't think you have to be, like, totally rich to get somebody to come tidy up. But still outside of my budget. Now, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. A 2-story library with a fireplace, a wrought iron spiral staircase, and rolling ladders. I think that's at the top of my rich people list. A house with a 2-story library. And more shelves than I could ever fill. I got to figure out another shelf in my house. I should have had my daughter help me move one up to the upstairs guest bedroom. That would have been nice. Because I've got this massive pile of books just sitting on the floor in my studio. And that's inappropriate. You must properly display them. I'm not going to continue on talking about rich people stuff here. I mean, we might have a handful of wealthy folks listening. Give you a nice, oh, good for you from K-Bear. Just always remember, my Venmo's really easy to figure out. If you just want to throw away some of your rich people money. All right. Anyway, I'm just kind of waking up at this point. It's still early. You want to get a hold of... Are our phones working? Hang on. Yesterday, the phones were not working. And like an idiot, I didn't know they weren't working. Like, let's do a live call-in bit. And then no one called and I felt like a loser. And it turned out the phones weren't working. So, let's see here. Oh, they're still broken? Ah! Well, I'm glad it's not Friday. I don't know what we do for traffic school, powered by the advocates with no phones. Hopefully by the end of the week they get them fixed. But, one of the benefits to doing my show is I do it live. So I can put live callers on the air. One of those things you take for granted. A lot of radio stations, they will not put a live caller on the air. I was actually taught when I first started, never put a live caller on the air. After a while, I was like, that's boring. Let me put a live caller on the air. Next thing I know, one of them swears, and then the company had to invest a bunch of money into delay systems, which was great. Rather than get in tons of trouble, I was like, hey, I can't do radio like this. And they got me the gear I need. So, yeah. Sometimes you just got to, do what feels right. And then ask for forgiveness afterward. All right. Content digging has begun. I got the content shovel out. I'm going to dig deep. Well, it's good to see I'm not the only one from the world of rock and metal who got into some pop jams in 2024. Just saw some type of a red carpet interview with Trent Reznor. I think it was from the Golden Globes or something like that. And they asked him what his song of the year was. And he surprisingly replied with Sabrina Carpenter, Espresso. All right. I think there were better pop songs myself in 2024, but that was definitely one of the biggest. Funny enough, my daughter's boyfriend, he also apparently got into Sabrina Carpenter in 2024 as, I think she was his top artist on Spotify Wrapped, if I recall correct. I have to double check with Taryn on that. But always makes you feel a little bit better, right? As the metal guy. Man, really digging these Lady Gaga and Dua Lipa tunes. Isn't there something heavy I like? Now, there was a lot of good metal that dropped in 2024. But I tell you what, man, we need some new music. So boring at the beginning of the year. Nobody dropping anything. I was looking around YouTube today, like, maybe there's some new videos I could scope out. Maybe I could make some content. Nothing. I don't know. I could check out Morgan Wallen Smile, but it's too early to deal with Morgan Wallen. All right. No offense to you Morgan Wallen fans. I'm sure we have a few of them. I just don't get it. All right. If I'm going to rock the country, got to dig into Sturgill Simpson. Something like that. Anyway. Yeah. Just, hoping Friday we get some unexpected new music. Because the beginning of the year is just so dull. You know, the weather sucks. It's all cold. It's gloomy. Be nice if we at least had some new jams. I guess Dax Riggs has his new album coming out here in a couple weeks, so that's going to be great. Very excited for that. But other than that, I don't know what's coming up soon, and I'm lacking patience. Was talking about rich people stuff earlier. Some people just got way too much money, like Mark Zuckerberg building his gigantic compound in Hawaii. Well, he insists that he's not building a doomsday bunker, despite the fact that there have been a lot of reports of blasting and a 5,000 square foot underground space. He's like, no, it's a shelter, a basement. It's not a doomsday shelter, just a basement. 5,000 square foot. That's a pretty large basement. All right. I don't know how big your home is. That would be about twice as large as my entire house, and that's just his basement. But it's not a doomsday bunker. Despite the fact that if you get on Reddit and go to the Kauai subreddit, Kauai is where he's building his compound, 2,400 acres. People there seem to think it's a doomsday bunker. I've actually got a friend who lives in Kauai. Maybe I won't say his name. But anyway, I was talking to him maybe a month or so ago, and he works in carpentry. So, the place he works for, they're doing some of this work on Zuckerberg's place. Well, at least the place of business he works at is, my homie is like, no, I ain't working on Zuckerberg's place. Props to him. Props to my homie for putting a foot down. Yeah, people in Kauai do not seem to like Mark Zuckerberg very much, based on, talking to my homie and looking at posts in the Kauai subreddit over time. There's a Wired magazine article out about the compound and the secrecy around the construction. I don't know. Trapped on an island, is that the best place to be if you need a doomsday bunker? Seems like you'd want to be able to escape if your island gets taken over. The Hawaiian Islands are not very big. You're stuck if somebody takes that island over. I think I'd rather be, in the continental U.S. where I could hit one of many roads and at least try to get out. I don't know. Anyway, Zuckerberg swears it's not a doomsday bunker. It's just a giant, awesome basement. Whatever, dude. You'd think being on Kauai, I guess I don't know what the top floor is like. Maybe it's like 20,000 square feet of beach views. All right, anyway. That's what's in the Hawaiian news. We got anybody listening from Hawaii? I haven't checked the map today, so I don't know. If so, enjoy your nice weather. It sucks here. Well, my phone's definitely listening to everything I say, because now I'm getting pummeled with Mark Zuckerberg news. Oh, I guess it could be worse. Hey, you know how Facebook kind of sucks? Not very fun to hang out on? Everyone just, screaming and yelling at each other, misinformation running rampant? Well, Zuckerberg doing everything he can to make Facebook worse. All right. Going to go ahead and get rid of fact checkers and recommend more political content. Just what we all want on social media. More political content. And okay, as far as the fact checking thing goes, might as well get rid of it because people just don't believe reality. So, A lot of people, they see fact check, and to them they think, I don't know, the Illuminati is pumping messages into their feed or something. Well, I guess at least it'll motivate me to stay off Facebook a little bit more. I try to hit all the social platforms, see what's going on. If Facebook's going to become more like Twitter, then all right, back to Reddit I go. Yeah, he's, saying that, where were some of the stupid points I was going to read here? This is why you write out a list of bullet points, people. So you're not scanning an article live on air going, I know there was some stuff I wanted to talk about here, and I just lost track. Yeah, anyway, if they're going to increase the political content and also, according to Zuckerberg, allow more bad stuff to get through. Yeah, he says where there is less concern about the bias of our teams, these changes to our meta filters content would mean we're going to catch less bad stuff. Fantastic. So I'm assuming this will go beyond Facebook. I would imagine this will hit Instagram and Threads as well. If I wanted to fire up a social platform and immediately start seeing like racist and misogynistic stuff, that's what Twitter's for. Because that's what happens when I open Twitter. I don't follow these pages. I guess Elon Musk has decided we need to promote this type of content. But yeah, there's already a place where you can go and just get pummeled with that kind of garbage. Ugh. Well, hanging out on YouTube, I guess. YouTube and Reddit it is. Hey, just heads up, if you've been trying to call me, phone lines are still down. Sorry. I know it sucks, but eventually they'll get fixed. If you want to get a hold of me, I guess shoot me an email, victor@riverbendmediagroup.com, or, I don't know, a Facebook message, something. Got bad news for JD and other AC/DC fans. If you had a dream of visiting the childhood home of Malcolm and Angus Young, well, they tore it down on accident. Jeez. That developer has now become the scourge of Sydney, Australia. Yeah, I guess they bought, multiple properties, kind of just one big lot, on which was this home that the two brothers formed AC/DC in. It had been listed on the National Trust list of historic homes back in 2013. It's a tourist attraction in Sydney. But I guess the previous owner didn't bother to mention it, and I don't know if these guys just didn't read any associated documents or what, but we're sorry. We're so sorry. We didn't mean to. We're trying to salvage materials from the site. We'll create a special space. Maybe we'll make a cafe or a bar where we can make money off of AC/DC fans. I'm sure it'll pay off for them, all right. It's Australia. Unexpected mayhem's just part of the deal there. So, house accidentally getting torn down. That's kind of minor for Australian news. And the place was probably infested with snakes and giant spiders. Australia, I don't know, still just not a tourist destination for this guy. Even if I wanted to see the AC/DC house, which, well, now we can't. Freak news powered by Grease Monkey voted Idaho's best oil change. What's happening in Victor Wilt? Let's go. All right. First off, got a story about a couple that retired early, started traveling the world. Oh, good for you. The rest of the headline, we're not planning to leave money for our 6 kids. Good on them, right? I hope I can leave my kids something. I hope so. I know I got stuff to leave them, all right? Just hope I can hook them up pretty good. They're doing really good for themselves, though. Much better than I was at their age. So, yeah, maybe I should just keep everything for myself. No, they said, we raised them till 25, invested in their first 25 years, gave them a strong foundation to build their own futures. Now we're just going to, live on the road and spend all our dough having a great time. All right, you could be a worse parent, you know. You could be this guy. This was the former chairman of the Bank of China. He allegedly convinced his son to break up with his fiancée, and then he stole her. Started dating her and married her, apparently. That's not very cool, all right? You know, son, I don't think she's the one for you. You know, you got your whole life ahead of you. Get rid of her. Dude, there are some lousy parents out there. There's a lot of other news stories about this guy. He seems like he's not a really good dude in general, so shouldn't be too surprising, but man, how some people can be so terrible to their own children. Just kind of baffling to me. Oh, what else do we have here? Monkey in a tutu escaped from a home in St. Louis, and the sheriff's office says the capture was bananas. Then they gave the monkey back. I don't think people should be allowed to have monkeys as pets. I know that might be controversial. I thought this was America, freedom. You watch that show, Chimp Crazy, on Max? Yeah, after you watch that, it's like, no, people shouldn't have monkeys. And monkeys, you know, they might rip your face off, too, all right? It's like the people with tigers and things. Just don't think we should really allow that kind of thing, all right? Anyway, we'll get you the update from St. Louis when, you know, this monkey does something extra crazy. These people owning monkey stories, they never end well. Never end well. If you haven't seen Chimp Crazy, watch it. It's unhinged. It's like Tiger King, that kind of show, where, you know, you can't help but watch, but you're also disgusted with the people throughout the entire program. And in case you were wondering when to take down your holiday decorations, NPR put out a full article letting you know when the best time to take down your holiday decorations is. How about whenever you feel like it? Why is there a news article about this? I mean, they point out the obvious. If your real Christmas tree is turning brown and the needles are falling on the ground, it's a major fire hazard. Get rid of it. But aside from that, I mean, all they really had to say was, hey, do you feel like taking down your Christmas decoration? Go for it. Get rid of them. Throw them in the garbage if you feel like it. It's your stuff. I've still got my holiday decorations up because my daughter, my older daughter's coming to visit this weekend. So had to keep the tree up since I put those ridiculous Govee lights on it so she can see my full-fledged setup. I need to make a video with my living room setup now. She bought me lights that hook on the back of my giant TV. My living room is seriously like a discotheque. It's how old is that phrase? That's before my time. No, it's like a raging party in there if I want it to be. It's absurd. I think I'm going to make a riff video. Here's some riffs and look at my living room lit up like the circus. Pretty fun. But if you're a long-time listener, you know, strobe lights have started to kind of mess with me because I'm all, you know, in my 40s old. And so they mess with my brain. So I can't even fully enjoy the ridiculousness I can pull off in my living room nowadays. It's very sad. All right, Freak News powered by Grease Monkey voted Idaho's best oil change. Leave your decorations up all year for all I care. Then you don't have to put them up next year. It's the Victor Wiltz Show. We've got Peaches in the house. What's up, Peaches?
That's right. I woke up at 5:30 this morning. I'm ready to go.
Good for you. I woke up at 4:45 and I was not ready to go.
Get on that treadmill, fatso.
Oh, this guy want to call me fatso.
That's what I'm telling myself every morning too.
Mr. Can't Take a Joke want to start slinging some stuff, huh?
No, I can take jokes. It's when when I come into the studio and then everyone's quiet and gives me some stupid face. And then when I leave the studio, all of a sudden the whole breaks about me implicitly. That's when I go, okay, behind the back.
Behind the back? Peaches, you can't do something on the public airwaves that's behind someo's back.
Sure you can.
No, you can't.
Most people are not tuning in.
What are you talking about? Most people are not tuning in.
Like in the morning, I'm not tuning into your show and going like, oh, what's he saying? I'm just,
Yes, you are.
It was on in the Cannonball studio.
Yeah. Yeah, you were listening to the show.
It's background noise when I'm trying to do other stuff.
Oh, you calling me background noise, fool?
I'm not saying you are background noise. There's plenty of other things out there that are background noise.
Yeah, no. I don't think that saying something on the radio could ever be considered behind someone's back, especially when they're right there, 10 feet away.
But again, if I didn't hit that button or if I, had the background noise
I
on.
wouldn't have heard you guys talk about something that I talked about on air. Oh.
What do you mean? What?
Yeah, you were the one who talked about all that stuff on air.
Okay.
So there's no...
I brought it up once and that was it. And then I didn't
Multiple times.
I didn't make any jokes about it, anything like that.
Multiple times. You
Was
even
once.
encouraged me to make an advocate spot about it.
Implicitly, it'd be funny, yeah. But
Yeah.
I told you to, not make a whole break behind my back
Oh
making fun
my
of me.
gosh, no!
Especially when Jade, is extra quiet over there in the corner, doesn't say anything to me, but then comes over here and starts opening his mouth about me.
Man.
That's when I go, okay.
For someone who, critiques people's sensitivity, you are the most sensitive dude I know.
Well, I'm saying if you're going to talk to my face, not behind my back. That's what I'm saying.
Peaches, on air is not
Not
behind
hiding
your
behind
back.
Facebook or on microphones, do it to me in person.
Sure, and I'm doing it right now. But again, on air is not behind your back, especially when you can hear us through the wall.
No, I can't.
Yeah, you can.
I could not hear any part of that break through the wall.
Well,
Especially if I have music playing or anything like that.
all right. Well, I just assume you're listening, or that if you talk about something on air, you don't care. Now, if you're going to bring it up on air, it's fair game. Fair game. That's all on you. If you hadn't have barged into my show and brought it to everyone's attention, it would have never been talked
You
about.
were just on air at the time, and I was,
Yeah.
asking for your help because it was a dire situation.
A dire situation?
It was, yeah.
It was not a dire situation. You were stuck in the parking lot.
Yeah.
If you were stuck, in the middle of Sunnyside.
I call it a dire situation, so it is a dire situation.
No,
If I
Peaches.
call it that, then yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It is.
That
you can
is-
disagree with me all you want, but if I say it is, then it is.
I would say if your car's on fire in the parking lot, it's a dire situation. But
I'm sure you'd make fun of me for that
stuck in
too.
this- well, it would depend. It would depend, on how it ended up on fire. If I'm trying to think of a dumb way you could light your own car on fire, but nothing's coming to mind. It's easier to figure out dumb ways to end up in a snowdrift. Come on, Peach. It's not a dire situation.
It is a dire situation, yeah.
Everyone around here has been stuck in the snow at some point. Peaches. It's not dire.
But then you don't make jokes
You
about
made
it then.
me-
If it's so common, then you
Oh,
wouldn't make
geez.
jokes about it. Simple as that.
Why wouldn't if Jade got stuck in the snow in the parking lot, I'd make fun of him. If our boss Bill got stuck in the parking lot in the snow, I would make fun of him.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't say it to his face, that's
yes,
for sure.
I would.
No, you would not.
Absolutely. I absolutely would. Like, hey, Bill,
You
you
go,
need me to
hi,
come?
hi, Mr. Boss Man, what can I do for you today?
I'm like, I got a
You're
toast.
the biggest butt kisser I've ever seen. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Hi, sir. How high can I jump for you today? That's
That's good.
exactly
Peaches,
what you are.
I'm older than you. I've learned, what battles to fight and what battles to not fight. Why wouldn't I be nice to the bosses?
I wouldn't say not be nice. I'm just saying you're just, you make it extra obvious. You're trying to
Because I do
hi,
it.
sir.
Because I do it. I don't call them sir. When's the last time you heard me go, hello, sir, to Jade?
Not to Jade.
Or to Bill? I've never called him sir. That's not in my vocabulary. I would totally make fun of Bill if he got stuck in a snowdrift.
All right.
But he knows how to drive in the snow.
I've been out here for 4 years, Victor.
I know.
4 years.
You'd think you would have learned by now
There
how
was
to drive in the snow.
one little mistake. And out of all the things that have happened to you and your truck
Yeah,
compared to me,
Like what?
all that stuff, the towing and income, all that stuff.
That wasn't my truck.
There was a whole bunch of stuff that's related to you. I could have made tons of jokes, but I never did.
Go for it. I'm not sensitive.
Instead of making jokes about you sleeping in on Friday, I just, did it when you were in here. Didn't go on the air and say,
No. I was driving in that day, hadn't said a word on air about being late, and I tuned into traffic
but who
school.
was also the first
and you
one
were,
to
hey,
drive
don't
to-
go over the top of
who
me.
was also the first one to drive over to your place and see if you were okay?
Well,
Me.
I called you. I appreciate that. But you and Lieutenant Crane were talking about it on air before I said, hey, Peaches, it's okay to talk about me being late on air. And did I boo-hoo about it?
But is that
You're talking behind my back about me
Is
being
that
late for my
entirely different
job.
from the car thing, too? Yes, it is.
Yeah,
It's just
that-
you sleeping. That's it.
Sure. Getting stuck in a pile of snow is not dire. That's totally, to me, acceptable to make fun of. It's stuck in a drift. And you weren't in a dangerous situation. You weren't blocking traffic. You weren't preventing people from getting in the parking lot. You were in a spot you could have sat there for weeks. It would have caused no disruption to anybody except you. I'm just saying, Peach, I think you get to be a little too sensitive. You go ahead and make jokes about me about whatever you want. Jade made jokes about my dead dad on air the next day, and I laughed, Peaches. Well, because, I'm not really bothered by people making jokes about me. You call me whatever you want. If I do something stupid in my truck, feel free to make fun of me. I don't mind.
I'm not going to, because I'm not going to. I would either do it over there, off the mic, in front of you, in your office.
Might as well.
Not in the studio with another person just blatantly going, "Hey, this guy's an idiot," this type of thing.
I didn't call you an idiot. Just a bad driver.
We can do a whole bunch of stuff, and I can guarantee you, outdo you in anything.
Outdo me in anything?
Sure.
All right. What do you want to? What do you want to do to go head to head? What kind of battle?
We got to do crazy figure eights.
Crazy figure eights?
We got to do that for sure.
Okay, well, we already know you're a bad driver, so it's on. I'm down. I'm down. And yeah, I've made fun of myself for being stuck in the mud, getting slammed into by other drivers in front of a crowd of thousands of people. Just sitting there being an embarrassment. And I didn't have to talk about it on air, but I've talked about it tons of times. Because who cares? Stuck in the mud, stuck in the snow? You're alive! It wasn't on fire. It's all good, buddy. You just gotta calm down, Peaches. Gotta not be so sensitive. It'll all be okay. Do you need a hug?
No, I'm okay.
Okay. I guess I should probably let people know that we've made it even easier for them to sign up for Z103's Idaho's #1 Baby Bump contest.
Yeah, who came up with that promo in the first place? It seems kind of weird to be like, imagine if I were to say like, "Hey, show me your belly." Like, that's a little weird, isn't it? I'm glad Katie's the one doing it over there.
I don't know who came up with it, but it's been going on Z for years
For years, yeah.
And pretty popular. Apparently the ladies like to send in because they get photo shoots, Peaches.
Right.
All right, I've handled the whole Baby Bump promotion multiple years in a row. And they go all out with these fancy photo shoots and things like that. I mean, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that promotion anymore because it's tons of work. But gives them the opportunity to win a bunch of really expensive stuff.
You should say that louder for Katie to hear you. Be like, "Oh, I'm so glad we don't have to deal with the I Am Z103 Baby Bump."
Yeah, well, it's a lot of work. Props to her for getting it done. Josh knows how it goes. Jade, it is a ton of work to get the gallery up, ensure that everybody's, submissions were sent in properly.
And Katie's put flyers everywhere to spread the word about it.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to go kind of all out. So if anybody out there is pregnant and you need all the stuff that would go into a baby's nursery, Z103 is giving it away thanks to Mountain View Hospital, their new NICU. Just get over to the K-Bear, Alt, or Cannonball apps and you can find the form to fill out. Send in your baby bump photo. And, as of right now, you got till the end of the week to get those submissions in. So
yes, I was thinking about it. I'm like, wait, is it the end of the week or has it been extended? I think it is the end of the week.
For now, sometimes they extend it.
But the easiest way to access is to go through our apps and just it takes you right to the page. There's no need to go to the Z app at all.
Yeah, we've got a link in the apps. Just look for Z103 Baby Bump. Click that, fill out the form, and get in to win. Maybe you'll get lucky and win everything you need for that nursery so you can spend your money on fun stuff for yourself.
I mean,
instead of that baby.
That baby stuff's expensive.
Dude, super expensive. I don't even know what something like diapers would run right now, but it's got to be outrageous. They're even throwing in a photo shoot.
That's also expensive because photographers cost a lot. That's their whole livelihood.
So, yeah, lots of great prizes up for grabs. If you need details, you can go to riverbendmediagroup.com. But if you want to sign up, just fire up any one of our apps and enter to win. All right, let's talk about horror movies. I know I talk about them often enough, but we've got a list in front of me. Best horror of 2024. Wondering how many of these I've seen and how I feel these rankings lay out. Also a great place to find new movies to watch. So this is from Dreadit. Dreadit's best movies of 2024 as voted on by users. All right. Oh, wow, they went 25. Counting down the top 25. Well, let's mow through it. You want me to name 25 things? Red Rooms. Haven't heard of it. Have to check it out. Maxine, I've been wanting to see. These next three, I don't know if I've heard of these either. Stop motion, Blink Twice. Okay, Immaculate. Did I start watching that and turn it off? I don't remember. It seems like I did. I think I saw that pop up on like Hulu or something. All right, we've also got It's What's Inside, Love Lies Bleeding, Lisa Frankenstein, Cuckoo, Exuma, Mad S. I must not actually be a horror fan, because none of those are ringing a bell, and I have not seen them. Now, as we get into the, top 14 here, these are movies I've heard of. So at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. In a Violent Nature, I have not seen this movie. All I know is that I saw it continuously referenced for having the best gore scene of any horror movie in 2024. And, when they've got a really creative death scene, I'm certainly down to check it out. So one of these days I'll get around to watching that. Number 13, Abigail. Watched this recently. It was so fun. It was a great movie. It was a blast. A vampire film. I don't know how to describe it other than it was fun. And I highly recommend checking it out. Number 12, I saw The TV Glow. I watched that as well. I don't know. To me, it wasn't a horror movie. And I mean, it was good. I appreciated the art of the film. It's an A24 movie. But I will admit that with all the hype around it, I was a little bit let down. But I mean, some people, it's like the best movie of the year. So, might want to give it a shot. Shame on me, but I have not seen Terrifier 3, coming in at number 11 on the best horror movies of 2024, according to Dreadit. I do want to see Terrifier 3. I thought part 2 was a lot of fun. It got the hype around it due to how gory it was, and it was certainly gory. I thought it was really funny. I was really surprised there wasn't more emphasis on the humor in the articles that surrounded Terrifier 2. So I would assume Terrifier 3 is pretty funny. My only problem with Terrifier 2 was it was way too long. It was like 2.5 hours. Heretic at number 10. I really want to see this movie, another A24 movie. Have not seen it yet. I think you got to still pay a fairly decent price to watch it on streaming. The First Omen, saw that. It was good. Strange Darling. Have not seen that. We'll have to check it out. Long Legs, I thought was a little bit overrated, but it was still pretty good. They got that at number 7. And this one surprised me. Number 6, Smile 2. Now, I thought the first Smile movie was okay. Second one was way better than the first one, and it was another really fun movie, I thought. It was really good. Number 5, Oddity. I've scrolled past this on streaming so many times, and I thought they were just like pushing it extra hard for some reason. We got to advertise this one. I guess it must be pretty good if it's coming in at number 5 on this list. Number 4, Alien Romulus. Need to get around to watching that. It's on the list. It's on the to-do list. Just haven't got to it yet. Late Night with the Devil at number 3. That was a wonderful horror movie. Great 2024 horror. Another one that I'd call fun, but yeah, it was really good. Really good. And then the top 2 I have not seen yet. Nosferatu, which I think is only in theaters right now. And then The Substance, which I don't know why I haven't got around to watching that. That movie must be amazing, because every list has The Substance at number 1 for the best horror movie of 2024. So, gotta watch that soon. ASAP. Anyway, there you go. You're looking for some good stuff? Get in the horror subreddit, and you can pull that list back up. But from the ones I've seen, I think I would recommend most Abigail, Smile 2, Late Night with the Devil. Yeah, I think I'd go with those from that list. But there were a lot I haven't seen, so I might have to give you an update on that as I catch up on things. Love watching movies. Hopefully I can fit in some good watching time this evening. Do your job! Why don't you do your job, engineer?
You want to know what my job? You You want to try and do my job?
Yeah, I'll do your job. No, I don't want to do your
I
job.
did my job. I went to the top of the mountain yesterday.
Oh, that sounds terrible. It's cold outside, Jay.
There's a lot of snow at the top of that mountain, too.
And I bet it's even colder up there. Windy?
No, it was actually really nice.
Really? Yeah. All right. Well, I just want to thank you for, the hard work, getting our phones fixed.
That's not my job. That's the phone company's job.
Yeah, note to listeners, I don't have the phone off the hook. I'm not deliberately ignoring you. We're just having some major phone problems.
Well, we're not. The phone company is.
The phone company's
Our
having
stuff's
problems.
working.
Yeah, we can call each other.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can get phone calls from Jade telling me, do this, do that, do your job.
Everything that's on this end of that I need to be responsible for is working.
And then, what's weird is people start kind of losing their minds. They're like, is everything okay? I had multiple reps call my cell phone yesterday. Is everything okay? I guess they might have assumed it's the beginning of the year in radio. All of a sudden, my office line doesn't work anymore. No, you're one of the only guys who will actually play our stuff.
It's a good joke to play on people.
It's kind of funny. I've gotten multiple messages about it. So,
You know how nervous you are? And then you should push our channel more.
that's right.
Mr. Label Rep Guy.
Why don't you, go shake down Media Base for us or something, huh? Yeah? Come on, do your job.
Go kick a couple of these promoters around.
All of them. All of them. So anyhow, if you're trying to reach us, shoot me an email, victor@kbear.fm, or
The social medias.
we do have Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger. Email's probably your best bet because I have all notifications turned off. Because I don't want to make myself crazy. Like,
Wow.
I better say his name loud so he knows I'm talking about him. Peaches, I think he gets too many notifications. That would make me insane if I had notifications.
I have every one of mine turned off, even my email, because I get over 1,000 emails a week.
Yeah, I don't even know how many emails I get a week. Let's see. In my inbox, unopened emails, I have 192,284.
You got me beat. I think I'm at, let's see, that it's counting. I'm at about 76,000.
All right. Yeah, I went through a while back and deleted the ones that had attachments, to try to free up a little bit of space. But if I wouldn't every once in a while need to dig up an email from 10 years ago.
Right?
And then I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I had this. And then, I make people very crazy when they see, like Josh, he keeps his inbox clean. I don't know how he does that.
It's way too much time.
Yeah. He like, has about a panic attack when he sees 192,000 unopened emails. So, listeners, email us, shoot us a message
He'll
or
just go
call.
into that pile of 192 that's unopened.
Now, I tend to look at those because it'll have a little thing pop up that, it's like a direct email where it was sent directly to you, where most of the crap I get is, hey, check out this terrible song that nobody wants to hear. It's garbage.
Here's an ad that needs to play. Here's a notification the channel went off air.
Yeah, I get all those too.
Here's the Riverbend Media Group website site lockout because somebody's trying to hack your stuff.
I can't believe Josh spends all the time to clear those out. What a maniac. He's a psycho, dude.
Right?
I think you got to be a real weirdo to be that obsessed with
Big Boss
keeping
Man does the same thing.
He's got to get as many emails as you and me.
Yeah.
How does he keep up on it?
That's all he does.
Bill, why don't you do your job? Peaches said I would not make fun of Bill on air.
Oh,
he didn't believe me.
Bill a lot.
Yeah.
What are you, stupid?
What are you, stupid? Do your job. I don't remember. Oh, it was Peaches said I would not laugh at Bill in his face if he got stuck in a snowdrift in front of the station. I was like, dude, I would totally laugh and be like, hey, nice driving.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, come on. Bill, we're just playing, right? We're just joking around. Peaches, were you in here, I don't know, about a week or two ago when I was talking about those guys who were growing pot in New York with bat guano and it killed them?
No, I wasn't in here for that.
I don't know, there's a lot of, for some reason, bat guano stories popping up in my news. Bat poop.
Oh, I was about to ask, what is that?
That would
Sounds like
be-
a terrible band.
I'm sure there's a band out there called Bat Guano, or at least Guano. If not, geez, local bands. Guano band.
I shouldn't have said terrible. I should have said.
Yeah, there's Guano. There's the Guano Apes. There's a lot of bands using that name out there.
What genre would you think they'd play? I feel like they'd be like Speed. Like the hardcore with the weird instrument involved, like the flute.
Maybe a punk rock band. I
Yeah.
could see punk band. So anyway, I was reading this article about orange dwarf cave crocodiles.
Whoa! All right.
So these are crocodiles that have been found living in a cave, and they feast on crickets and bats, and they've turned into little orange dwarf crocodiles because they swim around in the guano, and I guess like the acidity or something of it, basically bleaches their skin and turns it from that dark green to this, really disturbing looking orange
That's
color.
cool.
Can you imagine? You're boating through an ocean of bat dookie in a cave, and these little gators. I guess they're not gators. They're
They wouldn't
crocodiles.
I don't think they would attack you, would they? Because they only want the crickets and the bats.
Well, I don't know, Peaches. I mean, in Florida, they have things to eat, but they still rip arms off here
Yeah, I'm
and there.
not that type of white where I'm going to go walk up to a wild animal and be like, oh, look at my little baby. No, I'm just going to be like, oh, that's cool from a distance.
I wouldn't go anywhere near a gator or crocodile. They're way too disturbing looking.
Oh, the death roll freaks me out. Like I watched this video of this one crocodile doing the death roll to another crocodile, just ripped his whole arm off. And I'm like sitting there shivering. Like, I do not want to see that ever again.
Did you ever get around to watching that It's Florida Man show?
No, I don't have Max.
Oh, okay.
I was using my friend's account.
Gotcha.
And, he doesn't use it anymore either. So
Okay. Yeah, there's a pretty good episode about a guy who had an arm ripped off by a gator. Florida guy who I'm guessing, based on his demeanor and appearance, he might have been under the influence of who knows what.
But you ever want to never swim again? Watch that movie Soul Surfer about that one girl who lost an arm due to a shark.
Well,
That's and she went back to surfing. It's like, how big of an idiot are you?
there was an article recently about another guy who was a surfer that got attacked by a shark. I can't remember if he lost any limbs, but then he went back to it too. Got attacked at the same beach.
The next guest on my podcast that I'm starting up is Pete, and Pete's legally blind, and he's a surfer. And it's like, dude, how can you be a surfer and blind? I'm going to ask him about that.
Yeah.
Because I guess he gets told when a wave is coming by his girlfriend on the sand, and he has his phone in the back of his wetsuit or something like that in a waterproof pouch, and it's on high vibrate, and it'll vibrate when he's about to go into a wave.
Well,
And this guy couldn't see a shark coming. You would have to tell him, right? Be like, hey, there's a shark right by you. Don't freak out or something like that.
You would assume,
You would have to
yeah.
do something. There's so many questions I have for this guy, but I'm afraid to ask him that because I don't be like, hey, so you're blind. Can I ask you all these questions about your disability, or do you want to talk radio here?
yeah, well, I would assume he's expecting some questions about that because I've heard about Pete's process for how he actually records his voice work.
Right.
And I think that would be really interesting for people to see.
Well,
'Cause he's a one-man show, running his VO business and recording everything himself.
Supposedly, he has this little circular thing that he can stick his head into, and it's soundproof on the inside, and he can cut commercials anywhere.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking if he cut a movie trailer or a world-class movie trailer on the beach in that little bubble thing, that's crazy how you can do that now.
Yeah, dude, technology's great nowadays. It's the best time to be alive. I don't care what anybody says. I would much rather be alive now than any other previous decade.
Can you imagine?
Dude.
Living with anxiety in 1920, oh, my lover didn't send me letters. What's going on? Are they cheating?
Yeah, exactly. You just have to sit there and wait for weeks.
You have to put on your best suit to go to the grocery store, and you stink.
Well, and back in those days, if you had, things like anxiety or depression, they just put you, they put you in an insane asylum. They
Right.
put you in a padded room.
Imagine watching the triangle waste fire happen in person, and they expect you to go to work the next day.
Exactly. People complain a lot about this day and age, but we've got it pretty good, people. Always try to focus on the good things because it would have sucked to live back in the day. I don't care what anybody says.
You say so, the 70s through the 90s, maybe even early 2000s.
Yeah, I was alive in the 90s and early 2000s. Now is better. Now is better. We have better medical technology. Sure, things are more expensive, but I'm just talking about the world as a whole. Entertainment's better. Everything's better.
My only gripe with the world today is there's too many people. Way too many people.
Well, that's...
If I could be Thanos, I would.
Jeez, because I'd kill half the planet
I'm
if
messing.
I could. All right, Linkin Park, Peaches, appearing at the top of pretty much all lists of the best rock songs of 2024. What were your favorite rock songs of 2024? We've talked about albums, but I'm thinking individual songs.
Am I allowed to include metal too?
Of course.
I mean, Nothing More's album as a whole, one of my favorites of the year. But I like Down in the River from that album. I like Blame It on the Drugs on that album. I also like Boundaries' entire Death is a Little More album, which is fantastic.
Very crushingly heavy, very cool.
Suffocate, I liked it in the beginning. I still don't mind it, but when you hear it a lot, like when we sit here every day and play K-Bear, it's like, okay, I'm a little over it now.
I still like that one. I'm
enjoying it, but it's not like I'm not hating it, but.
Yeah, and that tends to happen with any of the newer songs because we hear them more than anybody.
Sure, yeah.
So we get sick of them before anybody else.
That's why I find it funny when people are like, oh, K-Bear never plays this artist. I'm like, well, you had to listen to at this specific time, this day, and you would have heard him.
Yeah, like, we do play that artist. I've heard him multiple times on my show this week, but I listen to at least 4 hours of the show every single day.
And then I go, oh, wait, someone can be in their car for 5 minutes, hear that of K-Bear, hear that little portion of K-Bear, and go, that's the whole station.
Yeah, I mean, when we've got... on a weekly basis, I'd have to pull it up here to see how many songs we played in the last week. But it's probably more than people would expect. Let's take a look at it. Let's see how many, not, overall spins during the week, but how many different songs we played in the last 7 days. Babylon for a minute, Peaches, while I log in here.
Okay, let's go ahead and talk about things and then have people post about me in the Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group.
Please take Peaches out of context and complain about it.
That could be a whole bit with our audience. If you guys want to take me out of context and put me in that group, go for it.
I like us being talked about in the Life in Idaho Falls group because hopefully it encourages some people to tune in who have never heard the station before. Feel free to talk about us in the Life in Pocatello, the Life in Rexburg group. Talk about us in all of them.
There's a Blackfoot one that I can't say the name of on the air, but there's a funny Blackfoot one.
They've got a profanity in it, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
yeah,
naughty.
It's what you used for the word complaining.
Oh, okay. I think I'm
in Blackfoot.
I'm a member of that group, as a matter of fact.
It's a great group. I love all the local groups. I think they're fantastic, especially the one that Star pointed out yesterday, the I Hate Life in Rexburg. That one's pretty fun.
That one is pretty fun, for sure. Okay, so as far as scannable songs from the music industry in the last week, why won't it go down further? Oh, there we go. It froze up at 500 and had to think for a bit here. Okay, in just the last week, we played 792 trackable songs. So there are some that aren't going to get scanned, like, local music and stuff like that. Certain brand new songs or like really underground band. But I'd say on average during the week, 800 different songs. And now let's pull up another radio station just because I'm curious. Let's go with, what's another new rock station? Oh, I was trashing on 93X in Minneapolis yesterday.
You can't trash them, Victor, because someone's going to make a post about them in your post about you in their Facebook group.
That's fine. They're an iHeart station. iHeart Radio sucks.
Uh-oh.
iHeart Media is garbage. And they just fired a bunch of people yesterday. They're just horrible people. Okay, KXXR? Is that right? Come on. There we go. KXXR, Minneapolis, show all. Just curious if they play close to the same number of songs in a week as we do. All right, here we go. We are loading. All right, Peaches, if you had to guess, let me make sure I've got... Is it really that low? No, I've got all of them active. Okay. If you had to guess, how many different songs do you think KXXR played in the last 7 days?
Last 7 days?
Last 7 days. We played 792 different songs. Some of them, more than once.
Oh, okay. So we're guessing...
Different songs.
Different songs. I'm going to guess 326.
Well, you were a little bit under 397.
Wow.
So just for example, we played twice as many different songs as KXXR. Let's check out my homies at KUPD in Phoenix.
They're a great station.
Great station. but I'm sure we still play a lot more
Don't
songs
take
than
me out
they
of
do.
context now. Don't say, Peaches says KUPD sucks. We should impeach him.
I just heard it. I'm going to pull the clip.
Pull the clip. Yeah, pull the
Peaches,
clip.
KUPD sucks. It came out of his mouth. We heard it
Victor
there
habitually
first.
says down with the government on the K-Bear soundboard.
All right, KUPD, let's take a look. I know they have a really tight playlist, so I bet it. Let's see if they beat KXXR. They do. All right, it's froze up at 500 again. iHeart sucks so bad. 392 songs.
I mean, compared to 796 from
Yeah,
us.
KUPD 614. Wow. Yeah, 300.
Good for KUPD. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
KUPD.
great.
That's really good for a big market radio station, but most big market stations, it's funny because a lot of those programmers and DJs, when I get in arguments with them, be like, well, dude, when you move into the big leagues, it's like, dude, just because you're in a big market, we do the same thing. It's the exact same thing.
I would say if you move to the big leagues, it's not even the big leagues. It's just micromanagement leagues.
Oh, yeah.
Like how many times is your PD going to sit you down and say, you shouldn't be talking about this on the air. You should just really say keyword cash to win $1,000 or something like that.
Oh, yeah, totally. So anyhow, we do have a nice variety. I actually would be surprised to see if any station plays as many different songs as us. Let's see what our homies at Octane are doing. Because they don't even have the same kind of commercial load.
I have to say, I'm fully convinced Jose Mangan might be a little bit of a psychopath, or he's just not on social media at all, really, because I can't imagine the amount of grief that guy gets, and then yet he's still like the golden retriever that he is. Like he's happy all the time, he's smiling. He's talking about how he's hanging out with however many rock stars. But there's still so many people in the comment section saying he's a waste of time, he's a loser, all this whole thing.
He probably just doesn't read it, or just doesn't let it bother him.
After all, he is the guy who's been hosting all these concerts for 25 plus years.
He's doing great. I think he's doing just fine.
Yeah.
Octane 686 songs. So yeah, they're doing pretty well over there too. And they're primarily a new music station. So they do play some older stuff, but not much. They leave it to Turbo.
What about a 95 Will Rock?
Will Rock. Let's scope Will Rock.
They're supposed to be a great rock station.
They are. Shout out to my homie Elwood, the program director of Will Rock.
I haven't listened to them all that much. I've heard nonstop great things.
I'm guessing they have I'm going to predict a pretty, well, I don't know. It's hard to say with Elwood. I'm guessing they got a tight playlist, though. Oof.
Uh-oh.
Real tight.
Uh-oh. Not looking good?
Not looking good. Come on, Elwood. This is what happens when you've got, like you talked about, I'm sure it's an upper management type of situation there. So, yeah. Big market doesn't mean better radio, for sure. That's one of the main problems with rock radio. They really do play the same crap over and over and over and don't have much variety. I think you got to have like 800 songs a week. I mean, that's about, if you look at it, generally you play between 10 and 12 songs an hour. So, yeah.
Sorry, I'm too busy reading the thread about like the whole post that was made in Life in Idaho Falls. Someone said it definitely doesn't fall into the common sense category when it comes to getting back in the water after you had a limb pulled off.
Fair. If you were ripped limb from limb, why would you go back?
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you again for tuning in to the Victor Welch Show. This program is a production of Riverbend Media Group. To contact the show or for more information, hit us up at riverbendmediagroup.com.